It's interesting to look in your own life as to whether or not you've ever been a bad shepherd. I'll tell you how you can tell. If you ever encourage somebody else to commit a sin, that's a bad shepherd. So many times people will say, well, if you love me, you'll commit this sin with me. If you love me, you'll do this. That's a bad shepherd. If you really love people, what you would do is you would encourage them to be righteous and virtuous. You would encourage them to do what's right. Because when you do what is right and you're virtuous, it leads people to God. When you sin, it leads people away from God. The ultimate good, if you truly love another person, the ultimate good is to want for them to go to heaven. That's what you want. If you really love somebody, you want them to go to heaven. You would never do anything to lead them away from God. Never shepherd them in that direction, Every person is a shepherd. Every single one. You always have people in your own family, in your own work, at your own schools. It doesn't matter. The people that you interact with, you are shepherd over them because you give them example, either good or bad, and you lead them in one direction or another, But all of us, to some degree, more or less, are good or bad shepherds. Now, I'll tell you another one. This is kind of unique to me. Another example of a bad shepherd, okay? One of my most interesting assignments over my 30 years as a priest, one of my most interesting ones, was to be the chaplain of 3 federal prisons. 2 of them were federal prisons for men, one was a federal prison for women. Had about 350 women felons. They become some of my greatest friends. They used to write me all the time. When I first got there, I was going around to the different cells in the women's prison introducing myself. Say, hello, I'm the new chaplain. And they would say, hello, chap. Sometimes, they weren't so welcoming. Other times they were. It all depended on the situation. But I want to tell you about one particular cell I went into. It had 2 women in there. And the youngest lady, I said, hello, I'm the new chaplain. And she said, oh, welcome. My name is such and such. Then she said, and this is my mother. It's very interesting. She said, hello, my name is such. This is my mother. I didn't have the courage on my initial visit, to ask how the mother and the daughter both ended up in a federal prison. I didn't have the courage to ask. But as time passed, I was there for 3.5 years. I kind of got, more familiar with them. And finally, they told me the story of how they got there. And what the mother did was the mother asked the daughter to go to Mexico and to bring back a trunk full of marijuana. Marijuana bales in the trunk. That's what the mother asked her to do. And the mother said, we will use it, to care for the family. We're going to take care of the family. And so the daughter did that because the shepherd mother asked her to do that. And both of them ended up being arrested. They went to trial, and both of them got sent to a federal prison for so many years. The mother misled her own daughter. The mother, as shepherd, misled her own daughter, and as a result brought scandal on the entire family and gave bad example to the entire family. And all for what reason? Money. So many people, they make big mistakes about shepherding other people because of money. There's nothing wrong with money. Money is indifferent. The love of money is what causes people, where they start to idolize it, and that's the case there. Anyway, I wanted to be less abstract and to give you some examples of what it means to be a good shepherd for people.